name is Guanglei, a PhD student from the Institute of Network Science and Cyberspace at Tsinghua University. The topic I share today is AddrMiner, a comprehensive global active IPv6 address discovery system. As we know, with the growing address exhaustion of IPv4, IPv6 is being deployed increasingly commonly around the world, and the retreat will accelerate. For example, more than 37.6% of users accessed Google via IPv6 in 2022. Inadequate active address parsing is a prerequisite for network service, such as research sensors, network mapping, topology measurement, security reconnaissance, and network management. However, under IPv6, there are significant challenges to inadequate active address discovery due to the variety of IPv6 address configurations methods, the vast address space, and the low address usage. For example, in IPv4 space, we can scan the entire space in 45 minutes using Zmap. But in IPv6 space, this could take at least 1 million years. Therefore, brute force scanning of the entire IPv6 address space is not feasible. So, how to quickly discover active IPv6 addresses with limited probing resources? First, we introduce the relevant terms. Hitlist is IPv6 address list built from multiple data sources. Such address is active address as input address generation algorithms. Target address is possible active address generated by address generation algorithm. The fake shows the framework of IPv6 address probing. The active IPv6 address probing includes 4 models: construction of the IPv6 list, target address generation, address scanning, and last prefix detection. For probing the active IPv6 addresses, the IPv6 hitlist model constructs a hitlist from multiple data sources. The target address generation model then uses the set addresses provided by the hitlist to generate target addresses. The address scanning model then uses a high-speed address scanning tool to scan target addresses to discover active IPv6 addresses. Finally, the last detection model removes the last prefix and addresses. The newly discovered active addresses are added to the hitlist to enrich the hitlist further. However, existing methods rely too heavily on set addresses, and simping bias in set addresses can lead to reduced detection efficiency. How to eliminate simping bias in set addresses remains a challenge. The figure shows the range of address detection. The purple circle is the entire IPv6 address space, and the green circle is the global researchable prefix address space. The blue circle is the target address space, which contains both researchable and non-researchable address spaces. When the prefix space contains few set addresses, the exciting method is difficult to learn the set address characteristics. Thus, in address detection, we are faced with the challenge to the low detection efficiency of exciting method in prefixes species with few sets. Furthermore, the set addresses are only distributed in a small number of reachable prefix species, which means that the set-based address probing method is only useful in a small number of prefix species. So, in address probing, we are faced with the college story that exciting methods don't work in the seedless prefix species. In general, there still lacks a systematic method for comprehensive global active IPv6 address probing. To solve the problems, we design and implement a comprehensive global active IPv6 address discovery system called AddrMiner. It divides active address probing into 3 subtasks. Active IPv6 address probing for the regions with no sets, the regions with few sets, and the regions with sufficient sets. The figure shows the high-level overview of AddrMiner. It collects the sets to make an IPv6 hit list from public sources, and divides them into different announced prefix species. Then it classifies these announced prefix species into different scenarios based on the number of sets each prefix space contains. The policy agent uses different policies for active address probing according to different scenarios. After eliminating the last prefix, the last active addresses are the global active IPv6 addresses and are added to the IPv6 hit list. For announced prefix with no sets, we present AddrMiner-N that use the organization association strategy to select candidate patterns to prepare for active IPv6 addresses. The core idea is based on the observation that address patterns tend to have similarities across network configurations. It obtains the common pattern by meaning the structural features of active addresses connected in other regions, and then migrates to regions without sets to generate targets for scanning. AddrMiner-N consists of 3 core steps: undirected graph construction, pattern meaning, and organization association strategy. AddrMiner-N constructs undirected graph to describe the similarity between address patterns. The nodes of undirected graph represent the address pattern. The edge represents the similarity of different patterns. The weights represent the degree of similarity between different patterns. We introduce the Jacob similarity and Hanming distance-based similarity to calculate the similarity between patterns. As shown in the left figure, the graph community discover algorithm will produce many communities. These nodes have high similarity in the same community, but low similarity in different communities. After getting the community, we merge the patterns of the nodes contained in the community to extract the common pattern about the community. To make the pattern contain more sets, we adopt the union method to get the pattern. The right figure shows the merging process of different patterns. We observe that the address configuration patterns are more similar with the same network organization than within different organizations. AddrMiner-N selects the most similar patterns from a library based on organization association strategy to generate targets. The fig shows the method of filtering the pattern library using organization labels. We first construct organization labels for announced prefix to which a pattern in a pattern library belong to. We get the organization label by querying the whois information. Next, we get the organization labels of the announced target prefixes in the same way. Then, we select the more similar pattern by calculating the similarity between the organization label of the target prefix and the organization labels of each pattern in the pattern library. After getting the candidate patterns, we use them to generate the target addresses under the target prefix. Finally, we probe whether these addresses are active or not. Compared with existing solution, AddrMiner-N is 60% to 520% more efficient in detecting active IPv6 addresses. And the active addresses found cover more than 81% of announced prefixes. For announced prefixes with few sets, AddrMiner-F uses the similarity matching strategy to select candidate patterns to discover active addresses further. Similarity matching strategy mainly combines these sets to fill out more relevant candidate patterns from the pattern library. The fig shows the process of similarity matching strategy. We first obtain the patterns of few sets and the target prefix. Then we traverse the pattern library and calculate the similarity between the target pattern and each pattern in the pattern library to find the key most similar candidate patterns. After obtaining the candidate patterns, we use them to generate target addresses and target prefix. Compared to existing solutions, AddrMiner-F is 70% to 150% more efficient at detecting active IPv6 addresses. For announced prefix with substance sets, we present address S to probe active addresses. We know the higher the density of active addresses, or the higher the hit rates of active addresses. We assume that the density of sets is positively correlates with the density of real active IPv6 addresses. However, sampling bias in the set addresses results in a difference in the density distribution between the set addresses and the true active addresses. The sampling bias reduces the probing efficiency. We use AddrMiner-S to eliminate sampling bias. We first use the density space tree to discover the high density regions in land time. The root node represents the entire active address space, and the left node represents a high density region of sets. After discovering the high density of set addresses, AddrMiner-S selects candidate regions for generating target addresses in the set address high density regions. Update the active address density distribution through feedback rewards of each iteration's scanning routes, and adjust the target address generation's direction. As the number of iterations increases, high density regions of active addresses in the real network will be discovered. It can reduce the difference in the high density regions distribution of set addresses and the real network active addresses. Compared with existing solutions, AddrMiner-S had an active address hit rate of 56.3% and a 94% to 2000% improvement when generating 50 million candidate addresses. The red flag shows that density distribution of sets increasingly converge to the density distribution of active addresses in the real network as the number of iterations increases. Besides, AddrMiner can dig out address pattern that not only contain the address patterns of RFC documents, but can also discover more valuable address patterns. AddrMiner can find many additional address patterns, such as the other types in the table, which also account for 63.4% of the total. Although such address patterns don't correspond to the address pattern known from RFC documents, their stronger regularity can reduce the difficulty in brute force scanning of such addresses and improve the efficiency of address probing. We use the AddrMiner to probe the global active IPv6 addresses and found 2.1 billion active addresses, covering 86.4% prefixes announced by BDP within 9 months. Besides, we found that the long-term active addresses are more than 46%, compared with temporarily active client addresses. Long-term active addresses are more meaningful for detection. So the IPv6 hitlist we collected with greater quantity, higher quality, and wider distribution. To conclude, our contribution is as follows. We design and implement a comprehensive global active IPv6 address probing system, AddrMiner. It divides the global active IPv6 address probing into 3 scenarios and discover active addresses from none to many. Secondly, we design 3 efficient detection algorithms for 3 different scenarios, including AddrMiner-N, AddrMiner-F, and AddrMiner-S. Finally, we built an IPv6 hitlist with great quantity, higher quality, and wide distribution. That's all. Thanks for your attention.